What's going on, you guys? It's your Huggable Hipster here, and welcome to a very uh irritated episode of The Casual Nerd. There's going to be other pieces of gaming that we're going to get into. We're not going to review a trailer, much like last week. We're not going to review a trailer. There are two big stories that I want to cover. The first one really is a story. It's an ongoing situation that I'm very frustrated with. Same with the other story that we're going to be talking about today, as you can clearly see in the title. I need more Snapple because I'm not ready for this, honestly. Also, if you're wondering why I look like Casper the Friendly Ghost, A, I'm not wearing makeup because I don't want to, and B, people have been telling me that it's distracting for them when I wear my glasses because they can see the reflection of the ring light in the camera and everything. So I'm gonna test this out, see how it works wearing no glasses. Maybe I can get like a little what is it, ring light thing or anti-reflection coating on a new pair of glasses or something like that. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. So first of all, we're going to cover Kotaku. Now, you guys, I don't. I've spoken about this on Twitter. I'm exhausted at this point. I know other people who are survivors as well have to, be so incredibly more tired and exhausted, more so than I right now. But I did a tweet. I didn't get backlash from it, and it really didn't spark a lot of attention, which I was really surprised at. But the fact that Kotaku's reporting and journalism sucks and it's dangerous for survivors. Let me explain. So, about a week or so ago, I want to say, I saw this pop up on Kotaku's website after it was made aware to me by a friend of mine on Twitter, which I screenshotted this for a reason, because if they delete this after this video or after anybody tries to call them out on this, I'll have proof of it. So, to a lot of people, this might not seem like such a big deal because, oh, it's the Me Too movement. They're creating awareness. They're trying to be politically correct about a situation that they have not adhered to themselves. It may not seem that way because they post a lot of content, but people know how crappy they are at having accountability when it comes to journalism. It gives actually a lot of good journalists like myself. I mean, I would put myself in the realm of gaming journalism because that's what I do. I report on different games after playing them from a psychological standpoint. It's basically my job for all intents and purposes. So it gives kind of a crappy name to all of us who are actually trying to do a decent job and do the work that we're supposed to do and stay in our lane and not cause trauma for other people that's unnecessary. There are posts, multiple posts, that a friend of mine, Nathalie Lawhead, have posted on the matter of Cecilia de Anastasio and Kotaku treating survivors poorly. I would highly suggest and almost tell you, please, without saying, oh, you know what, do this if you want to. I'm not telling you that because you guys need to read her blog. You guys need to understand that this is a very dangerous situation that is going on currently. And it always has been, but the thing is that more recently this past year, it's more been brought to light for crappy people who can just get away with things without accountability. Header. She states, killing us slowly, when your allyship stops short of doing the hard thing, when your solidarity turns against the people you once said you believe. Natalie is a very special person to me. She's very honest. She's very forthcoming. She does the right thing. She doesn't just stay quiet out of fear. There are so many people who I feel so bad for who have to stay quiet because they're afraid that they'll be attacked. They'll have hate coming towards them. They'll have the pitchforks and the knives from people who really don't care and don't understand. The main thing that it just upsets me is Cecilia de Anastasio wrote a story on her, didn't even bother to correct herself, didn't even bother to email Natalie back. Now, the main issue that I have with this as a writer is that when you're writing about a topic, whether it be a game review, whatever it is, yeah, you do your research. You do your research and you make sure that it is clarified, that it is without a doubt you have done your research, that everything you're saying is true, or that you're saying this allegedly. If you don't know that something's true and you can't find it, you have to say allegedly. But when it deals with a person, right, who has dealt with trauma, that person who has dealt with trauma is basically using you as the writer as your pen, because You are the words that they do not have. So what does Cecilia do? She tarnishes that. And instead, she just goes on ignoring everything that's happening with Nathalie. Right? Continues to win awards. Continues to, pursue everything as everything is okay. It's not okay. It really isn't. I mean, I've even commented under her thread with Nathalie's blog post saying that she needs to take accountability. And, the sad thing is that, like, this doesn't happen more than just once or twice. It happens all the time. There are so many times that people could have spoken out about this. There are so many times that things could have been taken care of, that things could be made right. If you give up control, someone else is going to take that control from you. I am taking the control from people who decided not to use their voice. Journalists who had the chance to say something constructive and meaningful. I am taking that choice away from them. So now I'm the person who is speaking on it. I might get backlash for this, but I really don't care. So many people don't comment on the situation because they're afraid, because it's a touchy subject. Yeah, it's a touchy subject because it has to do with the mishandling of a human being. So please, I implore you, go read the blog post down in the description below. It'll be the very first thing that you see down there. It's come to the point now of where I'm done asking politely. Just read the damn thing, okay? Share it around. Make sure that your silence isn't putting anybody else in danger, because that's what it is. People who stay silent and ignore the facts, that's what puts survivors at risk. So let's go on to another topic that people are gonna love my opinion on. The Countess Dimitrescu. I am not okay. I'm gonna look up a pronunciation for her name. So I'm just gonna call her the tall lady for right now because I can't pronounce her name. Her name is spelled Dimi. Oh, Dimitrescu. I'm not gonna even bother to. So a lot of people are really going in. A lot of people really like this Countess lady. That's putting it lightly. A lot of people are, how should I say this politely? A lot of people are giving her a lot of attention. Even Markiplier. I mean, I saw a video of Markiplier just oogling and ogling over freaking tall lady on Resident Evil. It's painfully upsetting because it's like people who are sexualizing a video game character take away the attention from the actual game. There's something that I said to a friend of mine in a message where I'm just going to read my message because I want to make this perfectly clear to you guys. This entire situation is just disturbing. It's disturbingly accurate of how the human race is to a fault. Sex sells, music sells, gaming sells. A lot of the main subjects and a lot of the main things that we have going on in our lives right now: sex, movies, video games. That's it. Because of the pandemic, it's become even worse. There are artists who do fan art of the tall lady, who I cannot pronounce her name, and it's all over sexualized. Do we see this with Carlos? Fluffy hair jokes do not count because that was, quite playful and had nothing to do with his body. We've almost saw it with Jill Valentine. We kind of scathed it, we got away from it, very happy about that. We see it with Ashley, actually, in Resident Evil 4. We see it with a lot of female characters. We didn't see it with Mr. X. We didn't see it with the Nemesis. I mean, I don't know why people would think the Nemesis is sexy, but people have their kinks. I'm not shaming them. There's just so much to this. And I said that, I said to my friend that it shows the human game culture for what it is, in a sense. When I look at the game culture of humanity, for lack of a better term, kind of like the sub-regions of gaming culture, it's the id. Okay? It's the id of the human mind. I want this and I want it now. I'm not happy with it, as a woman who identifies as a woman, as a she and a her. I find it really offensive, the fact that so many, even game companies, Xbox even compared the height of the tall lady to the Xbox fridge. She's 9 feet tall that they just came out with. She is becoming the center point, the focal point of Resident Evil 8. Not the game or the werewolves or even the new merchant. Because we wanted a new merchant since Resident Evil 4. Nobody remembers this, apparently, because we're all distracted by the tall lady with big kahungas. With the industry as it stands right now, the fans want snippets instead of a whole thing. And they don't want the whole piece of content. Them, well, I shouldn't say them, the companies who are sending out the height of the lady, sending out, you know, different pictures and you know, these different themes and everything, and people even creating fan art around it. Those are people's snippets. Those are people's moments of self-gratification, if you will. Their snippet, and some won't even care about the game as a whole whenever it comes out because they've already got their dose. Why do they need to see the whole game for? It's upsetting to me because I don't like the fact that game characters get over-sexualized to begin with, but whenever it comes to, you know, a vampire lady, which we've never really seen a female antagonist like this before in a video game, and I absolutely love it. When it comes down to it, it's kind of upsetting because I feel like we're going backwards in a sense of where we came to a place where we realized, okay, you know, women are strong, independent, beautiful creatures that need to be respected and admired and shown appreciation and love. And I feel like with this tall lady, you know, we're kind of going backwards in a sense of where, yes, this is a game. Yes, people might say, oh, you're thinking about this too seriously, Ariel. What are you doing? But it surrounds a bigger picture. You know, this isn't just a game. This is a mindset. People showing their true colors through over-sexualization of a game character. It shows the mind. Get into a lot of it. I'm not going to even pursue the topic, you know, again, until I see how the game works, what's going on with it, and everything like that. But I can damn well guarantee you that this is not the last we will see of over-sexualization of a game character when it's female. We didn't, like I said, we didn't see it with Carlos. We don't really see it with Chris, besides the muscle joke, but that's not over-sexualization. That's just, you know, a steroid joke. We don't really see it, we don't see it at all with Mr. X or the Tyrant. We just see funny memes. So we can't really say that they're being over-sexualized, now can we? So let's move on to another topic, because I feel like if I talk too long, I'll ramble, and that's not going to be good. So it states here in the header that EA establishes new studio to develop the next skate game. I'm not, okay, so I'll just say this right now. I'm not a fan of EA. A lot of their practices, as we all know. I don't need to state them. But it goes into saying in the article that the Skate franchise has a new studio that will lead development on the upcoming game, publisher EA confirmed. Called Full Circle, the Geodiverse team will be in charge of bringing the iconic skateboarding simulator back to life with a brand new entry, the publisher announced back in June of 2020. Leading Full Circle is studio general manager Daniel McCulloch, the former head of Xbox Live. McCulloch will be joined by Cuz Perry and Darren Chung, who served as creative forces behind the Skate franchise and integral parts of the development of 3 original games. Though based in Vancouver, the team is staffed by employees from around the world to, quote, embrace the geodiverse team and culture, end quote, focused on the next evolution of Skate series. This is actually kind of cool because it goes back into the 90s. We saw skating games in the 90s and somewhat in the 80s, not too much, but in the early 2000s especially. And we also see a lot with like the Tony Hawk series that just got a revolutionary revival. There's going to be residual sass from the previous 2 topics, so bear with me on this one, okay, bitches? But seriously, I'm actually really kind of excited about this. Even though skating games were never really my forte, it's really cool to see kind of game companies being created based on nostalgia to an extent. So next up in gaming news, we have Warner Brothers file a patent for the Mortar Games Nemesis series. This is a lengthy one, so bear with me, alright guys? So it states here in the article that, as pointed out by Mark Brown in his latest Game Markers Toolkit video, Warner Brothers Interactive have applied for a patent on the Nemesis system, used in Shadow of Mordor and its sequel, Shadow of War, the system that personalizes orc NPCs in response to the action players take against them. Specifically, it's a patent for, quote, the Nemesis system, Nemesis forts, social vendettas, and followers in computer games, end quote. Brown compares the patent floating around that told players where to go in Crazy Taxi, which was part of the lawsuit Saga filed against Fox Interactive in 2003. After The Simpsons Road Rage used the same mechanic, the suit was settled out of court for undisclosed amount. However, other games have used mechanics similar to the Nemesis system since it was established in Shadow of Mordor, Warframe, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Path of Exile, Betrayal expansion, and the War of Chosen expansion for XCOM 2, for instance. Perhaps this is because the Nemesis patent is currently listing as, in quotes, pending, though a look at the timeline of the legal events showed that after being rejected in 2019, it was re-examined in 2020 and then progressed to, in quote, notice of allowance, in quote, stage, meaning that if the paperwork and fees are filed in time, final patent will be issued. That said, simply owning a patent on a video game system isn't the same as preventing anything similar from ever being made. Saga disputes that Fox Interactive involved more similarities between the two games than just the floating arrows, while Microsoft had a patent on the game's awarding bonuses, and quote, if the player performs feats of style that are not necessary to tasks of the game, end quote. For 19 years, as far as I've known, they've never enforced it on many games with style points. The patent was filed to protect Project Gotham Racing's kudos points specifically. Likewise, Bandai Namco's patent on, quote, arranging a plurality of objects, end quote, fruit or donut county from exploding overlapping ideas, and EA's patent of the BioWare dialogue wheel, granted in late 2011, didn't shut down Deus Ex Mankind Divided or Fallout 4. There was a lot there. Did you get it all? You guys need to go back, watch it again. There was a lot of information there. I know. Take a breath. Take a breath. Bet you got this. You got it. Just right here. You know what? Take a sip of whatever you got next to you. We got this. Just take a drink of something. Are you good? You're good. Okay, good. Lastly, in gaming news. Lastly, I was sent this on Discord. It makes me giggle, honestly. Cloud gaming service Google Stadia shuts down internal development studios. Will instead focus on supporting partners. I don't know whether or not to say I told you so, or to just say okay. Because we kind of knew that Google Stadia tried to, resurrect itself with its whole, I'm going to give free deals during the panty. Pandemic. That was panty for short. But I don't understand why Google Stadia shuts down internal development studios. I don't understand that. They have a hope and a prayer of a chance of making it. Really. I don't think Luna is going to take them over. Yet, at least. States here in the article, while cloud gaming appears to be slowly becoming a thing, today it's experienced a minor setback. Google's cloud-based service Stadia has officially closed its internal studios and will no longer be developing in-house games. In fact, it never even got a game out the door. Yikes. No, oh my god. Kotaku was the first to report on this news, and this was followed by an official announcement from Google. Gee, I wonder why Kotaku was the first to report on this news. I wonder why. While the tech, in quotes, has been proven and work at scale, end quote, the reasoning behind the decision is due to costs and the company's decision to instead focus on supporting its partners over the long term. In quotes, it states here, creating best-in-class games from the ground up takes many years and significant investments, and the cost is going up exponentially. Given our focus on building the proven technology of Stadia, as well as depending on our business partnerships, we decided that we will be investing further in bringing exclusive content from our internal development team, SG&E, beyond near-term planned games. We see an important opportunity to work with partners seeking a gaming solution all built on Stadia's advanced technical infrastructure and platform tools. We believe that this is the best path on building Stadia into a long-term sustainable business that helps grow the industry. While yes, it takes years, months and years to create a video game, they have the funds for it. Don't tell me that you're spending all of your money on cappuccinos, sir. I mean, you guys have the funds to create a video game. It's not like you guys are short, a few $1 million. It's Google, after all. It continues on stating that industry veteran Jade Raymond, who signed on with Google for game creation, will be moving on to pursue other opportunities, while Google says it will find the rest of its talented team positions within the company. Cloud gaming not long ago made its way into the Nintendo Switch in the West with the release of Control. This was focused most recently by the release of Hitman 3. At the end of the statement, Google says it remains, in quote, committed to the future of cloud gaming and will continue to do its part to drive the industry forward. Our goal remains focused in creating the best possible platform for gamers and technology for our partners and bringing these experiences to life for people everywhere. It's all a very PC statement to get people to stop questioning. Okay, I got it. While they may be doing this for good reasons, I always have to take a more realistic approach. It's a business, okay? They have to do what's best for their business, and I get that. But still, it's not like you're short a few $1 million, like I said before. You're Google. It's Google Stadia. If you were short a few $1 million by now, you probably wouldn't even exist. So that was today's Casual Nerd. It was a crazy Casual Nerd episode. Let me tell you that, kids. Oh my god. As I tie my hair back, if you guys like my face and what I do, please be sure to subscribe and hit that bell down below because I make content every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm trying to figure out what kind of psychologically gaming episodes I want to do for game characters. So if you guys have any requests on game characters you want me to analyze, leave them in the comment section below, and I will try to get to as many as I can. It was one hell of an episode today. I feel like I'm finally calming down from everything and being like, okay, I can relax now. But alas, my work is never quite done. But you guys, that is it for me today. Stay casually nerdy, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.